I'm going to show you how to take care of my hormonal acne with my one brush and my 3D foundation. The first thing I go into is my color corrector. So if you don't struggle with acne or anything else, you can totally skip this step. But I'm going to be taking Aspen Contour and lightly applying it to any redness that I have on my face with the smaller side of my blend brush. So because we're using color to neutralize color, we're not having to use a ton of product. We're just putting that color to really neutralize that redness. So it's not as severe when we want to put on our other makeup. So it's not like we have to put on a ton more makeup to try and cover it up. We're just using like really thin layers. Now I like to go into my brightener highlight, which I love to use linen. It's a very light shade, but this is definitely something that you need to get color matched for because linen might be way too bright for you. Then I'm going to go into my main highlight shade, which is Candlelit. And again, this is something that is for me. It might not be for you. That's the importance of you sending me a color match photo so I can make sure you're getting the correct shades that match your skin color. Now that I have Candlelit, my main highlight shade applied, I'm going to put in a little bit of contour and then I'm going to blend it all together. Contour is done. Now it's time to blend. I start from my lightest shade, so that's gonna be Linen, my brightener shade first, then I'm gonna go into Candlelit, and then I'm gonna go into my contour with my bigger side of my blend brush. Now, anytime I have a blemish that's really giving me a hard time, I will just take the small on my brush, go into just like the littlest amount of my main shade, and then I will just do a little bit of spot treating at the end. So like, let's say this guy up here, I'm just not really happy with. You just have to put like the lightest amount to really give that guy its last little like bye. And that's the beautiful thing about 3D foundation is when you first apply your very first layer, it is not cakey, it is not heavy. It's very thin and it creates a really beautiful coverage. But if you need a little bit of extra because let's say your acne is just really happy with you, you can go in with that second dip and just kind of very like spot treat wherever you're really feeling like it needs a little bit of extra love. But I love that it's buildable. That's a beautiful thing about this makeup is it's so buildable. And so it's never gonna be heavy. It's never gonna be cakey. It's just perfect. It's just perfect. Now that my highlighting and contouring is done, my hacking is over, I'm going to go into my lip and cheeks, and I'm going to use Frenchie today because I'm using kind of a rust color shirt today. So to me, I'm just like, Frenchie. Now I used to just apply my lip and cheeks to like my apples, and then I would bring it up. Lately, I've been kind of skipping the apples and just kind of going on top of my contour. And same thing over here. And then just blending that up into the ear. I'm gonna flip my brush, use the small end, and go into Frenchie and apply my lips. So freaking pretty. Okay, now let's go into Bella Bronzer because I don't know about you, but I love looking bronzy, even though I'm not bronzy at all, but it's like a must. So I like to just put a little bit on the big side of my blend brush and just kind of pat that on, again, kind of right on top of Frenchie. And then it's gonna make an even prettier cheek area and bronzed up forehead. And on my nose because we can pretend that I got sunburned on my nose. Last thing I put on my face is our illuminator. I'm gonna use Pearl on the tops of my cheeks, Cupid's bow, and down my nose. And get a little bit of extra glow. And then, because I'm wearing a really cute shirt today, and you can see my clavicles, I'm gonna go into our perfume, which it duals, it smells so good. This is number 4, it smells heavenly, but it's also an illuminator. So you're getting, not only you're gonna smell really beautiful, but like look at my clavicle over here. I'm like, oh girl, yes. And I'm gonna smell good the rest of the day. So your perfume is in your compact, and then your compact smells delicious. My 3D foundation is over. You have the choice to either set your face with a powder, set it with a spray, or just walk away and be done. I personally, normally when I don't have hormonal acne and all these things, I just walk away because I really love how the makeup wears throughout the day. But because I'm really struggling with my hormonal acne and wanting to make sure that like it stays on and she ain't moving, I will set it with a powder, and then I'll also set my face with a setting spray. So I love to set my face in the beard area, especially because that's where a lot of my hormonal acne is. So I like to kind of go in here. I usually don't set my face on my cheeks. It's again just kind of down in here in the beard area. And sometimes I'll kind of go under the eye and maybe in the T-zone just a touch. But other than that, I am good to go. I'm going to go do my brows and my eyeshadow and I'll show you the finished result. And there we have it, a full face done and feeling so much better. And yes, I can still see my like shadows from my blemishes, but it is nowhere near what she looks like before makeup. I hope you learned something. If you ever have any questions, please never hesitate to ask me. I am an open book and I would love to answer any question. I'll chat with you soon. Now that I've had candle, it kind of just like